was finished. Suddenly, I had the time, and obviously the interest. I was stuck. By choosing to write the book, I would assume the obligation of telling hundreds of survivors' stories. I would become, in a way I did not feel comfortable with, the custodian of the Circus Fire, implicitly charged with not only telling its story, but also, in the method of telling it, in my choices as a writer, interpreting the fire, imbuing it with whatever meaning I felt it had. I did not want that responsibility, but at that point what I wanted no longer mattered. The fire had me, and I had it. When I first told people not from Hartford that I planned to write a nonfiction history of the fire, they asked me why I didn't just write a novel. The question surprised me. I'd never thought of writing a novel about it. From the beginning, because of its vague, legendary nature, I felt it deserved only the most stringent, very best intentions of nonfiction, the idea being to tell the truth about an event that changed the lives of tens of thousands of people. I suppose I thought I might cheapen the fire by fictionalizing it. As I dug deeper into the research, I discovered my choice of nonfiction was right for a simpler reason: the fact that truth really is stranger than fiction. Not merely weirder, but packed with coincidences, gaps, and lapses that well-made fiction can't tolerate. The subject, the deaths of 167 people, most of them women and children, seemed to beg for a clear and definitive telling, yet the picture available to me was fragmentary and often contradictory. The story of the Circus Fire, as Hartford already knows, is not just a tragedy, but also a mystery, probably insoluble, which keeps it alive and vital in the city's imagination, an emotional touchstone. This mix keeps it fascinating yet frustrating. The answers we want nailed down can't be. Only in fiction could the story of the Circus Fire be made complete, its missing pieces found and fitted neatly into place. But then it wouldn't be true. Even this is a best guess. Though I've tried to be careful in my interviews with survivors and the families of the dead, and diligent in my research of the existing files, the Circus Fire is essentially a mystery, now further obscured by time. This account cannot possibly contain the whole, complete truth of what happened without including all of the literally thousands of stories of that day and the hard days beyond. That book would be as wide as life and as long as memory. This book contains just some of what I learned about Hartford and how it responded so heroically to a terrible and unique tragedy. As a history, it hopes to fix a time and a place long gone, to preserve it so readers can visit it and try to understand what the people of Hartford went through, how they faced the worst, and bravely found ways to carry on, as people are asked to do every day. Any errors or critical omissions in this book are mine. To all those who recognize them, I apologize. Part 1. Cleveland, 1942. They played by the lake, their tops guyed out on the lot by Municipal Stadium. The Indians were on the road, and healthy crowds turned out for the big show. Only the Pensy tracks ran between them and the shore, fenced them in along the bluffs. All day, a breeze off the water snapped the flags of the big top. It was August and hot. It was the first summer of the war, and already they were short of men. Their owner, John Ringling North, had scaled back to a 4-pole big top from the traditional 6, but layout superintendent Leonard Aylesworth still had to recruit neighborhood kids to help his men erect the tents. They were always late that summer. The engines they relied on to pull their trains were needed for the war. The Office of Defense Transportation decided when they went and how they got there, a problem only made worse by the oversized flat cars they used to haul their wagons. The curves on some routes were too tight, and there were delays, hours spent stalled on sidings to let troop and munitions trains through. The jumps between cities took too long, and then setting up was slow, and the matinees got pushed back. On top of that, the man who usually oversaw all these logistics, General Manager George Washington Smith, was gone, off to the Army's war show, an open-air mock battle pageant designed to sell victory bonds by displaying the tanks and planes and howitzers the country was subsidizing. Still, Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey combined shows made their dates. Blowing a show was bad luck, and they'd had enough of that already. There was serious money to be made.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.